y'all, it is Hope at Crafty Hope, and I am working on another set of my cards for the Southern Gals 5 Minute Challenge that was August of 2020. And the challenge was just to create for 5 minutes. Now I'm working on some, what are they, Uno cards that I covered with random scraps of paper that I had, and this one happened to have quite a bit on it, so I'm just accenting it. I used a just a regular pencil, and that looks like it's a black neo color too. And then I've got just some scraps there that I've decided to glue down with my Oohoo glue stick, and that's some kind of book page and music paper, and I think there's also some scrapbook paper. Yeah, that there's some scrapbook paper. And I have to admit that I do not really like this card. It's okay. It just feels kind of all over the place for me, but it was well received on Instagram. Like, I had quite a few likes of it, so I kept it to show you how I did this. So you see, I just put down those scraps, and I highlighted that neo color with just a wet paintbrush to make it pop a little bit more, and I knew it needed something else, and so I grabbed, this is just a metallic marker. I think it's a gold metallic marker from the Dollar Tree, and I added just some gold dots on there because in the background there was some gold, and so I kind of wanted to bring that gold forward a little bit. So yeah, I used that gold marker, which did okay. I'm gonna try to bring back some of my neo color there, and anyway, y'all, I'm a little distracted. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember what I did on this, but it was a month ago. It was over a month ago. So yeah. So I did try that before I moved on, and I pulled out this, oh, what is this? An Amsterdam acrylic ink, and Tiffany's favorite colors is Reflex Rose or Reflex Rose. It's a hot pink. It's super hot pink. So I've got it there, and I just made some dots just working off the tip of that, and then I go and I dip into that. Well, I don't think I used that little container, did I? I don't know where I get my words from here. I'm fiddling with stuff on my side. I'm searching drastically, and I end up pulling out one of, I think it's one of the pages where I typed up the words, and I will put a link. I found a way to share the PDF through a Google Drive, and so I'll put a link to that PDF that you can print out of a bunch of words that I just typed up, and you're welcome to it. But if you have words that mean something to you, type them up for yourself. So as you see, my timer went off there, and I'm going to go over my 5 minutes, which is completely fine because there are no rules to this. The goal is to just work for 5 minutes. Now I decided to darken up that little smidge of paper a little bit, make it feel a little more aged, and I used a little bit of tea dye and then a little bit of old paper, both in distress inks, and then one of the makeup contour brushes from the Dollar Tree just to get that on there. So before I glued it down, I decided to go ahead and dry my paper, because that Reflex Rose, is it Reflex or Reflex? I don't know. I'll have it written below for you. Um, I decided to dry that ink before I tried gluing that down, and I'm just going to use my Oohoo glue stick once again to glue down this paper. Now this one again went over the 5 minutes. Some of them I go over, some of them I don't, some of I try, but on all of them I get a little bit of arting in. So I got that on there, and I decided I needed a little something more, so I'm just taking that gold marker and going around the words, and that seems to really help it integrate into that card a little bit more. You'll see the picture at the end. Now this is the second one, and the paper I had glued down there had the words rupture eraser on it, and y'all, I really didn't like that. It just did not seem, I don't know, it didn't give me all the feels, except for feeling icky. So I knew I had to collage over that, and I'm just, again, using my Oohoo glue stick and some random papers that are on my desk. Now with this challenge, I did most of the time pull out a couple things that I might want to use on these cards, so I didn't so much feel like I was scrambling. That last one, I totally felt like I was scrambling. So for a lot more of these, I kind of was like, okay, I'm feeling these colors or these materials, and that's kind of what I did. I had some scrap papers that felt good to me. You see, I've got a couple inks, some instant coffee there, and just some stuff that I thought, okay, that's what I want to use on this card. So here I go. I'm sprinkling on that instant coffee. I'm gonna spray it. I think, no, I'm just gonna use my paintbrush and get that instant coffee kind of wet on there. I love the way that gives it such a yummy age to it. This is just cheapo stuff from the Dollar Tree. I think I want to find maybe a better brand because it always seems to be like sticky after, and I don't know if that's all of them or just this one. So the first thing I'm dropping down, that is Primary Cyan of the Amsterdam acrylic ink, and I sprayed that, and then hold on, I'm trying to find the other color. I'll definitely have it listed below, but I don't see it. But I'm spraying that up real nicely, and then I've got the second color, which is Yellow Ochre, I believe is what it is. There it is. And I just put a dab of that, and I'm moving it around a little bit. I don't know. I love that blue. That Primary Cyan is amazing. So I'm going to actually stop my timer here and dry it. Now this is the only time I think in all of the 5-minute challenges I stopped the timer, and it felt like cheating, and that's why I didn't do it again. Instead, I just went over the 5 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I've got it's a little piece of, I think it's coffee dyed lace that I'm just going to stick out. It's going to come off the edges of my cards, and I'm using matte gel medium to glue it down. So that is going to need a little bit of drying time to it. And I think my timer is fixing to go off here in just a second. So I go ahead and dry some of this because the ink wasn't quite dry. So timer's set. This is where I'm going over. So I've got this China marker in white, and I'm just making some dashes on here, and they really stand out beautifully on that blue. I keep saying beautifully, but I really do think it's beautiful. So, true. And here I struggle a little bit because I knew I needed some kind of sentiment, so I'm going to go through several different things. You see me over here reaching and grabbing. I'm going to pull out a couple things, but I think I end up using some of the Tim Holtz snippets, and those are the metallic words. I think that's what they're called, metallic something. And I said, no, I didn't want the shiny, and there's the snippets, clippings maybe. And I can't remember what it says. We'll see at the end. I'm going to show you here in just a second. But I pulled my sentiment down, and I think I go around it with a pen real quick. And I think it's just my Pilot V5, it is. And so I'm going to go around it real quick. And I think I do try to use my paintbrush to see if I can pull some of that ink out. But it's not one of the ones that really does a very good job with that. So I leave it as it is. Yeah, I think it smudges just a little, but not really enough to mean anything. All right, and this is my last one, and this one goes by so quickly. You see, I've got a couple of materials there. That's a Stabilo Woody in pink, and so I've used that, and then that's some Master's Touch Payne's Gray. And I'm just using a wet paintbrush and getting a little bit of that down, and then I grab, what is that? That's just gesso. That's Dina Wakley gesso, and I'm helping kind of blend some of those colors together, but it gets a little muddy there. So I tried to blend that pink a little bit more with it, and it did okay, but I'm going to, I tried, seeing it's too wet. I can't use that woody, so I'm just going to use the Payne's Gray and go over that. And then in a second here, I'm going to dry that, not stop my timer this time, and I'm going to take a white pen. I think it is one of the Jelly Roll white pens because I just got some in. And so I'm just going to use that and do some scribbles on this super quick. Yep, that's the Jelly Roll. And yeah, just some super fun squiggles. I really love the squiggles on this shell. I don't know, this card, like I said, so few supplies, and it's beautiful. So, and then I use the darkest, since some of the non-watered down Payne's Gray, just to make some dashes on it. And then I'm going to grab a sheet. I printed it out. It's from Sean Petite with some words on it. I kind of blew it up from the original size she had, but it was one of the freebies that she has on her site. You'll have to go find that. I may try to find a link, but I think you have to be signed up member or something maybe for her site. I don't remember. Maybe I got it in an email, but I just know it's from Shawn Petite, and I want to give her credit for that. So I'll try to link to her, at least her YouTube channel, and maybe her blog. So anyway, and it's just some words that say stop dreaming, start doing. And I'm going to separate it and glue it down with my Oohoo glue stick. And that's going to be it for this one. I don't even think I got to the 5 minutes. I kept looking at this one thinking, is there more? Is there more? I've got more time. But I just let it be because it worked out beautifully. All right, guys, I'm going to give you some pictures of these 3 cards here. Oh, and these were cards 7, 8, and this one is 10. But I'm going to give you some looks. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and keep on crafting on. Thanks, guys. Bye.